Hey, que onda, carnalitos? This is Black Bigot, and I wanted to make a video about why I never joined a Mexican gang. Now, let me explain my backstory a little bit. I'm 40 years old right now. I'll be 41 next year. I'm from Los Angeles originally. I'm from Hollywood. I grew up as a 13, 14-year-old in the early 90s in Hollywood. And there was a lot of gangs. Back in those days, gang banging was a lot more popular than it is now. So when I lived in Hollywood, I lived in a gang neighborhood of a gang called White Fence. Don't know where the name came from, but a very, very old gang. Arguably one of the oldest gangs in Los Angeles. Their history goes back about almost 100 years. They've been around since the 20s, believe it or not. I remember one time I was in the 6th grade. I came home from school, and I was dribbling a basketball down the street. And one of the little gangbangers, he grabbed my basketball, and then they started like tossing it to each other away from me, and I was like monkey in the middle. I was like, hey, it was kind of like something in the movies. And then they took out a mark slot and they started tagging. I was like, look guys, if you guys are trying to impress me or trying to influence me on joining your gang, this is simply not going to work. But they tagged all over it, and they gave me my ball back finally, so I had to take it home and wash it off. So I wasn't going to join that gang. You know, you had plenty of other gangs. I went to LeConte Middle School, junior high in Hollywood. I went to Hollywood High. I went to Marshall. I went to Fairfax. I was a bad kid. I was always ditching school or what have you. A lot of gangs back in those days. You had White Fence, of course, like I just said. You had MS. Well, they call it MS-13. Back in those days, it was just MS. You had Rebels. You had Clantone. You had the Magicians Club, which I feel is one of the absolute coolest gang names ever. I think they used to be a car club in the 50s or the 60s, and then they changed into a gang. You had, Venice, a lot of Bloods and Crips, but I primarily have always lived in Mexican or, mixed Mexican, white, black neighborhoods. I've never lived in a black neighborhood. So, at the time when you're looking at these gangsters, you fear them because as a kid, there's more numbers of them than there is of you and your friends. And back in those days, I was a little tagger. I'd go around in different neighborhoods tagging on stuff, and there would be two people that I'd be worried about getting caught. Gangsters, because they'll kick your ass, depending on who it is, and also the cops, because they'll kick your ass as well. Now, I don't know where you guys live, but when I was a kid, the absolute most popular gang to join, if you wanted to like be a badass, be tough, everyone thinks that you're cool, get a lot of chicks, was 18th Street. They were absolutely one of the biggest gangs in Mexican gangs in Los Angeles. Now, of course, you had Florencia 13, a very, very big ass hood. You had El Monte Flores. They're on the east side of town. I never really dealt with them too much. I never really went on the east side of town to tag. Mostly when I did my travels throughout Los Angeles and the surrounding areas, I would stay between like downtown and the San Fernando Valley. You have some San Fernando Valley gangs. You have Violent Boys. They were the ones that I think they killed that cop. So the police basically kind of took them out a little bit to where their numbers dwindled over the years. I think that was the Violent Boys. And you had Pacoima, which is a very, very big hood over there. I believe they're in the project somewhere in Pacoima. Anyways, so why didn't I join a Mexican gang? It's quite simple. Here's my thought process. First of all, I'm very antisocial. I hate people. Here's what I love. I love animals. I love birds. I love fish. I love cats. People, I hate. I have a motto that I say, I hate you at first until I like you, when I get to know you. You know what I mean? So I'm very antisocial. I don't like hanging out in groups of people because it just gets on my nerves. I never did understand why people join gangs, because like, why do you want to hang out with a bunch of other people? Especially guys. Like, why do you want to hang out with I don't get like motorcycle clubs, gangs, Boy Scouts, all that. Like, why do you want to hang out with a bunch of other people? I don't get it. Stay the fuck away from me. That's what I'm saying. Stay away from me. Okay, I don't want to hang out with you. And also, here's the other problem: if you join well, what gang do you join? I just kind of laid out some gangs that I've dealt with, and but what gang do you join? You can join 38th Street, but they're kind of south of me, so they're too far. And I don't know anybody from there. You can join one of the flat gangs, Now, there is there used to be black gangbangers from Mexican gang hoods or Latino gangs, whatever you want to call it, like back in the hood. And then they had like a little race war, actually a big race war. I don't know if it's still going on now. I don't really pay attention to gang politics anymore. I actually never really did. I was only because I was over there. It still kind of interests me from time to time. But I'm pretty sure that if I was like in the gang, or if I hung out with them, I'm sure they'd let me in. I mean, I would always like wonder. I'm like, what gang name would they give me? Because I don't know if you give the gang name yourself or they call it to you. I think if you give yourself a nickname, I don't think it counts. I think they got to give you the nickname. Now, if I could pick my own gang name, I'd like to be called Cartoon, because I sometimes believe that I could be quite hilarious and funny. But they'll probably call me La Blue Eyes or some old horse shit name like that. La Blue Eyes, La Green Eyes. What color are my eyes anyways? I don't know. They're green, blue. Or they call me Wedo. Or what's the Spanish for ears? Dumbo? Probably call me that. I wouldn't like that at all. Hey, ears, come over here. We got something for you to do. Like, oh my God, what do you guys want now? Do they have jobs in the gang? I'm sure in the gang you have like your enforcer, like, you have the ones that can fight good. Like, you got to have that in your gang. And then you got the shooter. I mean, this guy's a straight fucking nut. Every time you do a drive-by, oh shit, let Slappy do it. He loves to fucking kill people. Fucking serial killer. I never knew of a serial killer gangster in Los Angeles. I'm sure there was one though. He was probably from MS. They're crazy. They travel a lot too. Very crazy. I don't know. What would my job be? Let's see. I guess I would be the one doing the graffiti, right? That would just make sense or whatever. Graffitos. Yeah. But I don't know. I never got into the gang thing. My brother and sister, they were both from gangs. I'm not gonna say what gangs they were from, but they did their gang banging. They did their thing. And let me tell you something. When you're not Latino or black, or like dark, because my brother's very, very, very light skinned, you got to be that much more tougher. And let me tell you, you got to be with the shits. And my brother and sister, they were both with the shits, and they both put in a lot of work. Believe you me, stories I'm not even gonna get into. But me, I'm just an antisocial guy. I never joined a gang. I never really joined like a crew or a clique or whatever. I'm just by myself at the end of the day. I'm just a loner, so that was the reason why. And I'm glad I didn't, because, I could have seen myself, joining a gang, just like wanting to be accepted. You go through that as a kid. You're looking for acceptance, particularly if you don't have a father figure in the household, or maybe your father's a drunk, or he's always working, or maybe you're just anti-establishment. You're anti your dad, anti your mom, anti-family, and you look for them for guidance and leadership. And then they become your family. You know what I mean? I think gang banging at the end of the day, I think it's stupid. I don't get it myself, but at the end of the day, it's not going to do you any good. The only good thing that's going to come out of it is, well, nothing. You're going to end up dead in a wheelchair or in jail. And many young men, I've seen their graves walking through cemeteries, gang banging. And it's not a good idea. It's not like you're gonna make a lot of money with the gang. Yeah, maybe you'll sell a little bit of dope, maybe you'll make some money, but it's not like an enterprise where they pool all their money and then they open up a business. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I could have joined an Asian gang. I know that guy Sicko Blue, right? Does anybody whatever happened to Sicko Blue? I'll probably do another video on him. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I didn't join a gang, because I don't know. I don't think I'd look good with a neck tattoo. What do you guys think about a face tattoo? Should I tattoo my face? I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching my video. I appreciate it. And leave a comment below. I'm not gonna, do whatever. Throw your hood up or say, hey, what's up? I remember you. I wonder if anybody from YouTube from back in the day, from back in Los Angeles would recognize me now. I look totally different. The only people that would recognize me from when I was like, a kid, like 20, 21, 22, 19 is my voice. I think my voice was pretty distinct back in the day. Other than that, I had an afro. I look totally different now. Anyways, guys, peace out and be safe out there. Later.